San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer appointed 9 people he describes as civic, business, and community leaders. Joining me is a member of the Stadium Advisory Group, Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce, Amy Fawcett. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, Amy, Mayor Faulconer had tasked this group that you're on to come up with, quote, a tangible plan where San Diegans could feel and, quote, kick the tires of it. So specifically, what are some of the tasks that he has asked your group to do?
First and foremost, we need to look at the 2 different locations, and that is the Mission Valley Qualcomm site as well as the downtown site. Those are 2 that have been talked about the most over the last several years. And then also to come up with a recommendation on a financing plan for one of those sites.
So those will be the only 2 sites and also a financing plan.
Correct.
I see. The issue of a new Charger Stadium has been going on for the last 13 years. So, and there's been other groups that have been tasked with this sort of, come up with a plan. Do you think you'll meet the fall deadline? And if so, how is this one different?
I am optimistic that we can meet that deadline. As you pointed out, it has been talked about and various locations have been looked at and financing plans over the last 13 years. Also, the political environment today, the city's finances are in really good shape than they have ever been in the last 10 years. And this gives Mayor Faulconer and his team an opportunity to really take a look at this issue and make it a priority.
Now, during Mayor Faulconer's campaign, he said no tax dollars would be spent and no city land would be sold to build a new stadium. Do you have specific guidelines as for the financing plans? Are those 2 things off the table?
No specific guidelines have been provided by the mayor relating to the finances.
And so any ideas if those might still be on the table?
I think everything at this point is on the table. Again, we haven't had an opportunity to have any criteria or guidelines. But I would think that we need to look at everything in order to come up with a plan that'll work for the taxpayers and the Chargers.
No, I understand that the advisory committee, your group meetings aren't going to be public and they're not open to the press as well. Do you know why that is?
I understand that, as Mayor Faulconer pointed out last week, that all the documents and documentation that the group reviews will be made public. Also, he's created an email address that the public can provide their input to, as well as an opportunity that the recommendations that the committee brings forward will be provided with backup to the public, and they'll have an opportunity to chew it over.
Look at the documents after the fact. Will the NFL commissioner or the Chargers management be involved in the development of your plans or your recommendations as a group?
My understanding of this group is to be independent, so no stakeholder or interest in the project would be a part of it. However, the Chargers, through Mark Fabiani's as the spokesperson, last week did say that he would make available all the different options that have been looked at over the years to the group for review.
And this just doesn't involve the Chargers, right? The stadium, as I understand, is also for other groups, including the Aztecs, that might be playing there, correct?
Absolutely. And the Aztecs, San Diego State Aztecs has a great interest in this project. They too need a new stadium as well, and they are a great asset to our community that we need to look at.
So it sounds like a lot of moving parts here. Now, this isn't an official city commission, and each member is actually volunteering their own time. How often will these advisory meetings happen? Do you know, and when will the first one be?
We are not sure. We're trying to set the first one with 9 people and trying to get all their schedules. It is a task, a heavy task. I don't know exactly how often we'll meet, but we'll meet as often as possible to make sure that we come up with a tangible recommendation that can meet the mayor's deadline of fall.
Any ideas of how that's going to work out? Will people be assigned to different things? People
that's
who
all yet
might.
To be
it's
determined.
all to be
it's
determined.
All to be determined still.
So, volunteer, not an official group. Why did you want to be on this advisory committee?
Well, our focus, we were honored to be asked. I was honored to be asked as a representative of the San Diego Regional Chamber so that we can have the perspective of jobs and businesses. This does have an effect on the economy, and we're very honored to be able to be at that table and provide that perspective.
Well, I want to let folks know there's a complete list of the Stadium Advisory Committee group, their names and bios on our website. They can follow the link at kpbs.org. Amy Fawcett, thank you so much.
Thank you.